Guess what? Winter's coming. What are you supposed to do when you own a house here in Santa Cruz in the winter? What are some of the things you need to think about? I know it's early, but I'm going to tell you why you need to think about them now. Hi, I'm Michele Replogle, Coldwell Realty, and I was just thinking about it because so many contractors are so busy right now. Today, I am filming this on August 31st. At risk of dating this video, I'm telling you that you need to think about 3 things for the winter in Santa Cruz. Now, I realize we're in a drought. First things first, you do need to think about water intrusion because when it does rain, it rains. And water, it just goes everywhere. So there are things that you need to think about. First, where does the water go? So you can walk around the perimeter of your house and kind of imagine water coming in. Where would it go? Check your drain spouts. Like I was at a property with a buyer the other day and we realized the drain spout actually kind of pointed into the garage and needed to be pointed out into the driveway. Because when it's raining and raining really hard, you want to be standing out there trying to re-angle this drain pipe, and then there's water going everywhere. So, those are the considerations that you want to do. So walk around your house. The other thing is when it comes in, it does kind of rain a full day, and I was going to say it's wet rain. Really? Yeah, it's wet. Well, it's wet, but that's the other thing is too, it can kind of take you by surprise because it can be this beautiful day and then the next day it can just pour. So make sure you have everything that you want inside so that anything that you don't want to get rained on doesn't get wrecked. And I have lived here my whole life and I'm telling you, I have given up so much to storm damage because it was sunny one day and rainy the next. So the other thing you can look for is this kind of white effervescence. That's where there's kind of a little bit of a chemical reaction when the water hits the concrete and it's really kind of sitting against the concrete. And you might be able to move something so the water doesn't hit the concrete or the foundation of your house. You might want to, again, look for drains that are pointing to underneath the house, or maybe even talk to a contractor about having some French drains put in. We had French drains put in I want to say 2-3 years ago. We did it in September, and by December we were so thankful that we had done it earlier in the season. The only thing is, you really can't test it, and when you do it early, here's a consideration to remember. You are going to have to go out in the pouring rain to make sure any of those water intrusion prevention methods that you put into place work. The other thing is there are people who have to sell their house in the winter. Things change and they've got to sell. But I also tell those same sellers and people who are thinking about selling, make sure when it rains to get outside and look and see where the water is going so it's not a surprise. The other thing along those lines of rain is having your roof checked. And again, it's August, but if you want to make sure that your roof is tight, you would have somebody come out now. And I believe they are the contractor that I love and use is D'Addario Roofing, and I'm going to put their contact below because I love them. They will come out, they will give you a report, tell you what it needs, your roof needs. They'll tell you, hey, your roof's done. Or, hey, your roof has 3 to 5 years if you do these little fixes. And usually the inspections that I come up with, they usually come between like $800 to $1,000, but your roof is tight and you can just go through the winter, and when it rains, know that you are more than likely protected. So, it's money well spent, but it also tells you about the health of your roof, because if you didn't install your roof, you may not know what condition it's in. And it's so funny. I'm just saying that and I realize I didn't install my roof. I bought my house with my roof, and I should probably have it looked at because I've actually had some changes. I had a sun tunnel put in and I've had some vents changed. So keep in mind when you make changes to your roof, like you put in a skylight or a sun tunnel, or you change a bathroom or a kitchen vent, those changes can actually cause a leak. And that's where a lot of leaks actually come from, are things that are cut into the roof, not necessarily the roof itself. Now, let's be real, a lot of roofs still fail, but so many of the roofs that were put on in about the last 15 to 20 years, even if they are at the end of their lifespan, if they haven't had any alterations, they're probably still pretty solid. The other thing to consider too is when your roof gets older, the nail holes start to they fail. And then a really bad wind actually can lift up and then throw the rain underneath and actually cause some damage. More than likely, it'll be a 1 or 2 time occurrence. So you might see some past intrusion that actually just, it's just really okay. But if your roof is failing, you want to make sure that you're actually having it buttoned up, because you don't want to have that happen every winter and have that wind continually kind of driving the rain underneath the roof. And then last but not least, now is the time to have your furnace inspected. And if you don't change your filters or know what kind of filter you have, make sure that you have them change the filter or tell you what kind to get, and do that now. Here's a couple things. These contractors are super busy. I think that the CADRE for new roofs, I think they're about 6 weeks out. So if you think it's August, it would only be mid-October before you could rely on a full roof replacement, and then probably 3 to 4 weeks of just kind of repairs. So think about it. So we're August, right? And that would be in October. Then there's Thanksgiving. Then there's Christmas. So you have those holidays. And then in between, we can possibly have some really crazy storms. Who really knows what the weather is going to do? But it's better to be prepared, and that's why I made this video today, to get you prepared for the winter. If you want more tips about living in Santa Cruz, or just want to reach out to me and talk to me about anything, my contact is below. And then of course, subscribe. It always supports the channel, and I'd love to keep giving you information week after week. So I hope that helps you, and let's enjoy this last bit of summer, not worry about winter too much. Thanks, bye.